Hey guys, I'm Rocket here with another video. This time we're at the Britain. Yeah, this is Race of Champions. Basically, the top 4 of the championship for all 5 tiers are in this race. So let's see how it goes. First race here at Silverstone, and away we go. 10 red lights, and we get a decent start. We got our fellow F3 drivers on the left hand side. We've got the other side of both of them. This reverse grid, so F3 drivers. There's a crash. Cornish has gone around. I wanted to explain it, but Cornish decided he's gonna crash instead. Now as we tip into turn number 3. And then into the loop of turn 4. Is there any other overtakes? Look, it's got the inside of 2 cars there on the right hand side. This will be brave. These are tier 4, tier 5 drivers in front. We're going 3 wide. We get past one of the buttons still the way outside there. That's Promise Gaming had to lift out that corner. Then into a Brooklyn corner, still side by side with Button. We go up the inside of Button at Brooklyn corner into P6 already. From a long way down. You got to say that's a pretty perfect start to this Grand Prix. Out of that right hand side corner, which I can't remember the name of. Now heading into Woodcut. For the first time, now heading towards Cops corner, putting some pressure on Tennis. It's Cops, he goes to fence. We're going to get a switch back out of Cops corner, side by side towards Baggett's and Beckett's section, side by side. We're going to have the inside line. We just get past Tennis as well, so it bids the P5 already. Now we're on the medium command tyres as well, so can we now catch up to Andy and the rest of the F5 drivers in front? Andy being your F5 champion, by the way. Then you've got McCracken further in front as well in P3 at the minute, and I have no idea who else is going into there. But overall, a great first lap as we hit into Stowe for the first time. We have got 1 track limit warning to our name though, so that should only make this race more interesting. We head into Vale Chicane then, as a bit of overtaking going on behind us. I think, is that Fish Sticks? It is Fish Sticks. Fish Sticks made a start. Quakers is into the top 5 as well. So here we go then to replay the start. Let's see what happened to XR Cornish. The rest of Fish Sticks in fact got a drive-through. So no, there wasn't Fish Sticks, sorry. Fish Sticks must be winning this race because he's the one who got the drive-through. And must have pitted. Oh, that'd be why, isn't it? Because he pitted. And there you go. There's the XR Cornish spin in the background. He had contact with Camo, I believe, as well. So not a great start to those two's Grand Prix. But other than that, I've got to say, fairly clean for all these drivers considering all their pace differences. So here's the overtake I did on Tennis one more time. It's Cops corner. Go for the switch back out of Cops. And after that, we find ourselves side by side heading towards Magnus Beckett. It's the fastest point on this track to be side by side as well. But that is how you make an overtake through Magnus and Beckett. So I'll take that one indeed. Now, we've managed to catch ourselves up to McCracken, who got overtaken by Andy a couple laps ago. In fact, must have been on lap 2 or this lap, in fact. As he makes a bit of a mistake, goes onto the grass there. We're into the overtake, but we're into Ridgefix as well. We should be easily able to get past Andy here. He's got the inside towards Stowe. And that is another overtake, and that's us now at P3 in this Grand Prix. So this is a great start for us. P3 is looking to be a podium right now. Now next up for us is in fact Andy and Dano. So great start there by Dano as well to lead this race early on. But has he got the pace to continue leading with us on the medium hand tyres as well? We're going to find out the hard way. So we get the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well. So we've got more pace than all the cars in front of us right now. Here's the replay of us getting past Andy though. Slipstream, gotta say, easily done. He probably could have fighted more with defending, but didn't want to run different strategies anyway. With me being on the mediums, going to be pitting for the softs. So this lap, in fact, we've just told the engineer we're going to pit this lap, which is very early pit stop. But I've just realised that Days Rhombus and all the F1 drivers are already pitted, and they're going to come out in front of me probably now. I really need to do the undercut to get in front of them to have any chance of closing them down. But we're going to see what we can do. So we pit then as we go on to a fresh set of compounded tyre of the softs. Here we go. They're going to go for a pit release here. Yep, there we go. There goes the leaders, dropping down to P11. Make sure we get in front of Tennis, who did the undercut on us. We get in front of Tennis. So, now, race on. Can I catch any of the 2 at the front? Unlikely, because they're Div 1 drivers. But one of them, Mr. Dace Rhombus, is in fact on the medium. So, let's see what we can do. The gap right now is 2.5 seconds. And it's dropped to 1.9 already. So, we are catching these guys at a rate of knots. People in the pits, though, this is going to make it interesting. I really hope that I don't get held up by anyone in the pit lane. Now it's P9. It's 2 cars. Oh, there's another car there, pits. That was Dano. So this is turning out to be an interesting Grand Prix. I think we're P3 actually right now. After all the pit stops which happened, we could be finding ourselves to the podium in the first race of the championship. As we go fastest lap, well, faster lap for us anyway. A lot of cars in the pits now, and we've jumped them all this time, luckily. And that's us in P4 now. So 1.9 seconds is the gap to the front, as it's gone up to 2.4 now, so gained half a second. But I am keeping that gap there or thereabouts if I don't make mistakes and have some clean runs. I am struggling, by the way, at Chapel Corner as across the line here to set another consistent lap time. And Mr. Milan is in the pits. And we can jump Milan as well. So that is us into the podium positions. Joe Pilkey's got a penalty, by the way, of 6 seconds. So I'm wondering if we can catch Joe Pilkey or stay within the 6 seconds to overtake Joe Pilkey in this race. should be easily done because he's not exactly 6 seconds in front right now. Although he's an F1 driver, we're going to find out the hard way if we can do it or not. Heading into turn 3, out of turn 3, we go into the loop of turn 4. Just try to make sure we can see if we can actually catch Dave Ramos as well. He's 3.2 seconds in front on the medium hard tyres. He's definitely faster than us at this point in this Grand Prix. But we are on the soft, so I'm a bit surprised by that. Maybe Dave Ramos is just OP at this game, which is a possibility. As he hit through its Brooklyn corners one more time. Into this right-hander of Luffield, I believe. Out of Luffield we go. Overtake button in use. Just trying to close this gap in even more. It's 3.7 to Joe Pilkey and 2.9 to a certain Dave Roberts. So the gap is coming down. It is escalating. It's like dropping and then coming down and dropping again, then going back up again. But we should be able to beat Joe here. With the pace we're running at, we would easily beat Joe. So let's see what we could do. Moving on though, lap 11 still. This isn't a bad lap time, by the way, out of Magnus and Beckett's, out of Chapel as well. Onto the hangar straight, I believe this one is heading towards Stowe Corner. This has been a great lap so far. We are closing them both in at this point. Into Stowe Corner we go, hitting the apex there nice and neatly. Using some more overtake button for good use out of that corner, heading towards Vale Chicane. Hit Vale Apex 1, hit Apex 2 there on the right side, nicely done. And out of the final corner we go to cross the finish line for a new fast lap of the race for ourselves. Only beat our lap by less than a tenth really. As Joe Pilkey has in fact left the session and his AI has pitted. So although I do think that I would have beaten Joe anyway, that's just made my life a lot easier. So unfortunate there for him, and we move on. So we're at P2 now in this Grand Prix. This is looking great for us, no penalty, and Days Ramos is only 2.6 up the road. We are closing on Days, but we are running out of time. We're on the last lap of the Grand Prix. Can we catch him? Unlikely, I've got to say. Into this turn 3 one more time. Got to make sure we hit this apex here on the left-hand side as well. Just try to do everything we can to try and catch Days Roberts in this Grand Prix, but I don't think we'll be able to. Out with that left-hander there as well. And onto the straight underneath the bridge, heading towards Broken Corner for the final time. Using up the whole track, as you can see. Go green sector 1. Not been a bad sector 1 lap time into Luffield. This right-hander, tricky. You have to get it right every single lap time we have so far. This has been quite a nice racetrack for us in the past. That's given us plenty of wins, but I don't think we're going to win this Grand Prix unless we can catch Days Ramos by another 2.3 seconds. 2.5, sorry. As we miss the apex there out of Cop's Corner a little bit as well. That's now heading towards Maggots and Beckett's. Flat out through Maggots, into Beckett's, lift a little bit, and into Chapel. Just like that. Onto the grass slightly there, but we're still green on our delta at the minute. We are up on our delta by 5/10, in fact. That's mad. As we head towards Stowe for the final time in this Grand Prix. Just can't do enough to catch him, I'm afraid. And I think we'd have to settle P2 in this race. Just if we had done the undercut, things may have been a bit different because we would have been in DRS a bit closer to these guys. But nonetheless, great drive by Days Ramos to win the Silverstone Grand Prix. We're going to come in P2 though. We'll take that indeed, starting this race off and the championship off really well. So, that's the first race of 3. The next track, which will happen in a later episode, which I'll do for Wednesday now. And we'll see how that one will go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Basically, this championship is literally every single one. And this next race is random grid. So, where we're going to be starting, I have no idea. Let's hope for a top 10. But we'll see, we'll see. So there you go, there's Days Roberts' race pace. We actually beat Days Roberts' lap time, fast lap of the race, so I'll take that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and goodbye.